Hey, how's it going guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toasty Bros, and today we're going to be showing you what $1,000 gets you right now.
It's not great, but if you have to have a gaming PC for $1,000, this could be an option for you. But before we get into that, let's hear a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by GVGMall, an online marketplace to gain access to some really awesome discounted game keys, and more specifically, Windows 10 licenses.
And if you're interested, use the link down below and buy the Windows 10 Pro activation using our code TB20 to get 20% off.
All you have to do to activate Windows 10 license is buy the key by using code TB20 and then throw the Windows 10 key into your Windows 10 activation on the system you wish to install it in, and boom, you have activated Windows 10 and you no longer have to look at that horrible watermark in the bottom right corner.
So thanks again to GVGMall for sponsoring this video.
Let's get right into the video, shall we?
So you're probably wondering, what do we mean by what $1,000 gets you right now? Well, basically, everything in this build makes total sense. We got really good pricing on everything except for the graphics card. This 1660 Ti, which we will be talking about, we actually had to buy used and at a very large marked up price of over $300, which for 1660 Ti is not quite worth it.
So what we're going to be doing is showing you PC build like we normally do, but just keep in mind this is an obtainable PC that if you do use these prices and you're happy with the performance, sure, you can get it. But just a few months ago, you definitely could have gotten a better graphics card at a better price, or this build overall would have been cheaper. So just keep that in mind. That's kind of why we titled today's video, but this is kind of a PC build we wanted to see what we could do for the price, and well, here it is.
And maybe if we're lucky, by the time this video comes out for around $340 like we paid for the 1660 Ti, you'll be able to get a 2060 again, or maybe you'll even be able to get one of the new RTX 3060 Ti's or something along those lines with the new pricing and get much better performance. But overall though, like we said, the rest of this build makes total sense. Really, the whole build makes sense. It's a very balanced build right now. It's just the pricing for the performance you're gonna get is not quite there.
Let's go ahead and talk about each individual part and how it makes up this PC build.
So first off, we have the processor. This is the 10th gen Core i5-10400 from Intel. This is a 6-core, 12-threaded processor and really is essentially our replacement for the 3600, because you guys know we love Ryzen, but right now you can't get the 3600. We haven't seen it in a while, and honestly, this processor for gaming is going to be on par or even slightly better than a 3600. For the motherboard, we've been using these a lot lately because they're a really good price. This is the MSI B460M-A Pro, and as the time of making this video, these boards are about $79, which for a B460 is a really good price. Normally you'd be getting like an H410 around that price. You have expandability with this motherboard. You have a covered M.2 slot with a heatsink on it. Overall, this is just a good board for the price. Now for RAM, you guys know we had to go RGB, but hey, really if you wanted to save some money and make this under $1,000, you totally could by getting some cheaper RAM, but this is the T-Force Nighthawk RGB. It's 16 gigs, 3200 megahertz, so really a little bit faster than we can even do on this build, but hey, we can get it up to close to 3000 megahertz. RGB, really good looking stuff, honestly. We do like Team Group a lot because they have pretty affordable and good looking RAM. Now for storage, we have a Silicon Power NVMe SSD. So you guys know we like these because no cords, no cables, no fuss. They hide under a heatsink so you don't even know they're there. And it makes it to where you can expand the storage easier because you don't have any of your hard drive bays or anything taken up. And this is really fast, just like this merch right here. Really fast. I don't really even know why I said that, but yeah, this is one of our new merch designs, so you guys should totally check it out because it is pretty rad and I'm really digging it.
This is the GeForce GTX 1660 Ti, and this is a gigabyte variant. Now, the 1660 Ti in itself is a good card. Normally, if everything was normal, we would recommend like a 1660 Super, but yet again, you still can't get those either, and you're probably gonna pay the exact same price of this, so might as well get the Ti and get a little bit more performance. But this is more than enough power for 1080p high refresh rate gaming. You can play pretty much any game out there on the market right now, and will pair very nicely with the i5-10400. Now this is the power supply of choice. This is the Aries Game 500 watt power supply. It is 80 plus bronze, and well, it's power supply we've used a lot of times here on the channel. It is kind of like the go-to Amazon special right now, and it has been really reliable for us in all our PC builds. So 500 watts, more than enough to power this build and a couple upgrades, and well, it's readily available. Now for the case, we have this budget king of a case, the Montech Flyer, which has this nice little RGB strip up front to add a little bit to it, but you're getting a lot of case for your money. Minus the acrylic side panel, you are gonna get a lot of value here. Montech makes some really awesome cases, and we used a lot of them in our budget PC builds. And well, I forgot to mention this before, it doesn't really go together, but we're gonna be using this TP-Link AX3000 Wi-Fi and Bluetooth adapter because this PC build is actually a custom request for our other business, PCBros.tech. If you're looking for a custom build, we might be able to do it for you, PCBros.tech. But what we have right here is, well, a pretty interesting $1,000 build. How about we go ahead and put this thing together and see how she performs. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now that we have this somewhat unconventional $1,000 gaming PC all put together, let's talk about some benchmarks real quick. Now, we decided to test this PC in a couple of titles, those being Call of Duty Cold War, Fortnite, Valorant, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now, one thing to get out of the way once again, this PC for $1,000 is kind of what you're looking at getting given the market right now. We did overpay for the 1660 Ti, and we have seen some deals come in and out of stock that are a little bit less than what we paid, but for $1,000, I still think you are getting a good amount of performance, albeit yes, it's not a great deal right now, given the fact that we needed this PC built right away and we couldn't wait any longer. We are still pretty happy with the results that we got, and in Call of Duty Cold War on a mixture of medium-high settings at 1080p, we averaged over 100 plus FPS. This will translate really well to Warzone as well if you're interested in playing that game, so playing on mixtures of medium-high settings, this PC is definitely able to be a high refresh rate gaming PC without any issues. The 1660 Ti is no slouch. One card you could consider if you are somebody that's a little bit savvy with the used market is the 1070 Ti, which is kind of a rare card to find nowadays, but does perform on par with the 1660 Ti, if not a little bit better sometimes. So if you're somebody looking on the used market and doesn't care about buying used, you might be able to save some money if you're looking at this build for your next PC. The next game we tested is everyone's favorite game, Fortnite, and on pro settings at 1080p, which is epic view distance, everything else on low, we got an average FPS of over 200, most of the time in the 300s if I'm being honest here. Fortnite runs really well with this i5-10400. The Intel IPC gives this a really awesome advantage in esports titles like Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege, and another game we're going to be talking about here in a second, Valorant. So if you're looking to play those kind of games and you want to get into some live streaming because the 1660 Ti does have that beautiful NVENC encoder, you will not be disappointed with this PC. Now, that next game we were talking about is Valorant, and on high settings at 1080p, we got over 200 plus FPS, which is to be expected because Valorant is a really easy game to run. If you guys have any suggestions for different games to throw in our benchmark rotation, let us know in the comment section down below. We like to test Valorant because for a while people were asking for that benchmark, but if we're being really honest here, Valorant can run on pretty much anything, so not sure how many times we're going to test it here in the future, but let me know in the comment section down below. And lastly, we decided to test Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and on high settings at 1080p, we cranked out 79 FPS average. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is our AAA benchmark of choice, and it goes to show you that this PC is very capable of playing the latest and greatest AAA titles at 1080p at over 60 FPS. On lower settings, I can see this PC running a game like Cyberpunk, which is what everyone is trying to play nowadays, so if you are looking to get into that, this PC can definitely do it. The 1660 Ti is no joke when it comes to playing pretty much any game you want to throw at it at a mixture of medium-high settings. So overall, this PC is, well, good for the money. Just a few months ago, I probably would have paid around $850 for this computer, but given everything going on in the world, paying a $150 premium is not that bad. So if you're somebody looking to build a PC now and actually want to pick this up for a decent price, you could get this thing for $1,000 or a little bit less if you do some deal hunting. So be sure to use those links in the description down below. We'll try to link the best possible deals we can find, but overall, very happy with this PC built for the money. How about going to bring Jackson back in here to wrap this video up real quick.
So as you guys could tell, this PC does perform up to the task when it comes to pretty much every game we threw at it. Now, of course, it does come at a price premium right now.
Yeah, at $1,000, this build normally would have been something a little bit better than it is. But basically, we're getting like a $850, $900 PC right now with a bit of a markup. So if you're desperate for a gaming PC and you don't want to wait, definitely consider this because the 1660 Ti is still a great card for pretty much any game you want to play, and really, well, it looks pretty nice too.
So the links in the description down below will be affiliate links, and if you do purchase any of the parts using them, they will help us out. Don't also forget to check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Hello guys, outro here. If you want to check out our Twitter, links down below. We post some cool stuff. Instagram posts some cool stuff. Yeah, social media is a great way to see extra stuff from the Toasty Bros and see us firing McAllister live on the social media. Yeah, you're fired. Goodbye. I'm looking right at him.